Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Brief Departure, the podcast that bridges the gap between the candidate and the voter during our student election season. We're here to give you an in-depth look of the candidate, his personal life, and their vision and mission in order to reshape our college.
That's right. There's only so much that slogans, posters, and campaigning can do to help you get to know your candidates better. That's why we are here to have real and pure conversations with the candidates to make you guys help make an informed decision during the election season.
I'm Muiz, joined by my co-host Manjik, and this is everything that you need to know to get up to speed on Joshua.
Hi everyone.
Alright.
Guys.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel so happy that I get invited to the show. I'm so glad that someone in KY actually hosted a podcast. It's quite unexpected.
As always, with every single episode, the first question: how did you feel when we first approached you to join this podcast?
So when you first approached me, I was kind of nervous because I never did a podcast before.
I see.
It's actually my very first time, but I actually thought to myself, why shouldn't I try? So I just agreed.
All right, thank you for accepting our invite. So let's kick it off, okay?
Yeah.
Let's start with a little background. Can you tell us about yourself and what inspired you to run for the president?
Okay, my name is actually GOOI HEAN ZHEN, but because my name is so difficult to pronounce, so I normally ask people to call me Joshua. And when I came to KY, my first impression to others was I always wear batik shirt. So there was one senior who called me Dato Joshua because it's so rare that Chinese wear batik shirts, like except for those politicians out there.
Especially with the microphone, you do look like a dato.
Thank you. I hope that's a good thing. So that's why I get known often as Dato Joshua.
I see.
And personally, I am a person who is, I would say, chill. I accept everything that people say. I rarely get angry or everything because I'm just a very chill guy, I would say. But sometimes of course when I get frustrated, there's another story, but and for secondary school, my past experience, just a brief it'll be I'm actually the head of peer counseling unit. That's why my aspiring course is psychology, because I have been wanting to be a psychologist so bad, and because I joined the counseling unit and I get exposed to all those different counseling activities. So I'm an aspiring psychologist and I'm a private scholar because no scholarship offers psychology or medicine.
It's quite rare.
It's quite rare.
Funnily enough, we interviewed Mia Marsha, right?
Just recently, before you, like this evening, and she's actually a psychology student as well.
So talking about your being a peers guide, right? How was it? Like, can you explain your job scope and maybe like your experience?
How long have you been
for
PSG?
peer counselor?
And how long?
Okay, I've actually signed up for peer counselor since I was Form 1 in my secondary school. Initially, I wanted to join prefect in my high school, but somehow it just took so long for the application process that I couldn't wait. So I actually signed up to be a peer counselor. And after listening to a few talks about it, I decided to actually continue to be a peer counselor.
I see.
Because I feel that one thing I realized the most is mental health issues are actually quite severe nowadays, especially in students.
True.
So that's why I held this position, and I contributed quite a lot to the club, and I actually was elected as the president on Form 4, and I served until graduation.
I see.
So I brought the club. One of the biggest achievement that I'm happy is like I brought the club from, there was only around 30 members in the peer counseling unit, and when I was the vice president and then the president, I brought the club to roughly around 200 members.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge jump.
That's a big jump actually.
So before this, memang like very limited lah.
I would say that people don't know about the club, so they don't really join, they don't really understand. They thought that they can't do counseling to other people, so they are so afraid to join. But after a few like talks and some social media advertisements, some campaigns, and so I actually got 200 members with me.
Ooh.
So those are all of your initiatives lah to promote
Yeah,
the club.
different. Yeah.
But speaking of people not knowing about that club itself, how about you? How did you know about that club?
I actually didn't know much about peer counseling when I first joined the high school. But after listening to a talk by a counseling teacher recruiting different students to be a peer counselor, I actually started to browse the internet about it. And I remember that we had weekly course and meeting to actually train ourselves to be someone who is eligible to counsel other students. So in the process, some of the students decided that they want to drop out because they think they are not suitable. But I kind of fell in love with it. So there are actually 4 levels of peer counselors in high school.
Oh, ada 4 level.
Bongsu,
hebat.
Bongsu, Muda, Sulong, dan Bestari. So it's like 4. So Bestari is the highest level, and it can only be awarded by the Ministry of Education Malaysia.
Ooh, really?
So I was lucky enough, I would say, because my school year ends at a year after the MCO. So I got the chance to join the symposium organized by the Ministry of Education Malaysia and got the certificate.
Ooh, congrats.
So what was it? Bestari,
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Even like, I think we have a friend who was Bestari. Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Haris.
Oh, Haris.
Yeah. I think.
Oh,
Haris.
okay.
What exactly is the requirements to get or every single level?
Okay, for every single level, there's actually simple examinations that we have to take. So we have to reach the minimum requirement for each examination to pass it. And also we need to have a minimum course hour. So we need to attend trainings and all that. And as well as we need to counsel other students. So there's like, I would say a number for us to reach. So it's like, I have to counsel around 20 students. I would not say counsel, but technically like talk to them and help them out, you know,
Yes.
because we are not like certified counselors.
True.
So we had to talk to them and we have to help them out around 20. So it actually increases according to levels. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I got into Bestari. So after some training at the Ministry of Education Malaysia's symposium and also some projects and some counselings, I got to that level.
So that was during the last year of high school lah?
Yeah.
I see.
So looking back, do you actually regret not not signing up for prefect?
No, I actually am happy that I did not sign up for prefect because thinking back and reflecting back, I'm not a person who will excel myself in being a prefect because I'm not the guy who will be like strict in everything.
I see.
So occasionally I tend to take my emotions, I consider my emotions more and how I empathize other people rather than following exactly the rules. So so for prefects, normally they have to like follow rules, even like if it is your friend, you can't empathize them too much. But normally I will consider everything. So I think it's better for me to be a peer counselor, so I did not regret it.
So you've been a PRS for 4 years?
So it's actually 5 years.
Okay, so
lah.
since form one lah.
Yeah.
Wait, since Form 1?
Yeah.
Form one.
So you became the peer support guide, peers, that thing, in the midst of Form 1.
I did it actually at the 3rd month of Form 1. So
Third month.
Wow.
Awal ya.
yeah, it's quite early. The prefect actually started recruiting around the 6th or 7th month. Yeah, it's like half a year after the school opens. So I couldn't wait. Yeah.
So because most of us like for Form 1 there are no, you cannot apply for any position. Only Form 2.
Our school opens up opportunities for
Great,
Form 1
actually.
also.
So like during the 6th and 7th month, you already have Form 1 prefects.
We already have, like, I would say probation period.
Probation, yeah.
Prefects, so they are actually under probation period. Yeah, but technically they are also prefects.
I see. So 5 years of being a peer support guide. How do you think it has affected you the most in shaping the character that you are now?
Actually, it teaches me a lot in terms of handling my mental health because I'm a person who is easily get emotionally affected previously because I tend to think a lot, I tend to empathize a lot of things and just think of a lot of consequences to things that can happen. So sometimes it's emotionally tough, I would say. So when I become a peer support guy, I actually also helped myself and improved myself to have a better mentality. So our slogan of peer support group is actually the pembimbing rakan sebaya lah. Peer counseling unit is actually bantu diri untuk membantu orang lain. So it's like helping ourselves to empower the others.
True.
So yeah, I kind of live up to that spirit. So I think that is the thing that influenced me the most in terms of my 5 years. And also it actually builds up my confidence because I would say that my 5 years in the peer counseling unit has been a successful journey. I did get quite a lot of awards from different organizations, including the Ministry of Education, and it actually just boosts my confidence.
That's great.
So like other from positions as a peer counselor, is there any like ECAs that also help shape your character?
Okay, I actually joined a lot of ECAs in my high school. I would say I'm a guy who is actively involved in co-curriculum. So I also hold positions such as like the vice president of the Math and Science Society. So I actually joined a lot of Olympiad math and science competitions. But I was not the best one, I would say. But I did get some prizes.
That's good.
But still, Olympiad level.
Olympiad level, could never.
Yeah.
Kangaroo math was very tough for me.
Kangaroo math was one of the competitions I joined, but I was not as good as the World Mathematics Olympiad level. I did not get selected for that. Yeah.
What did you get for kangaroo?
I got my highest achievement was actually gold, but I did get like gold, silver, bronze. Like,
I was content with honorable mention.
Yeah, bro. So, like, we got a mention. Good luck, me. Good luck.
Yeah, so I actually joined a lot of maths and science competitions because I just like STEM a lot. And also I have been involved in committees of like my sports society, which is a bowling club. We have bowling in high school.
Alright.
So I've also joined the graduation magazine as a secretary. And yeah, so I held quite a lot of positions. And I would say I also joined quite a lot of competitions in high school. I also had the opportunity to go to Germany, fully sponsored by the Goethe Institute Malaysia, which is actually a German language tutor in a center, German language center in Malaysia.
How long was that?
So it was actually for 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, it's a German language camp, and I went to a city called St. Peter-Ording, which is actually near Hamburg. And I met like 14 other students from Malaysia who also learned German language. Yeah, and we became friends. And actually, 2 of the other people who went to Germany with me are now in KY.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Liana and Tanusha. Yeah. Shout out to them.
I see.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
Aduh.
Dankeschön.
So, talking a little bit about yourself, right?
Yeah.
I saw this like post you post on IG that you sang.
Yeah.
Oh, you like to
Yeah,
sing?
I actually love music. I would say that I learned piano since I was around 5 years old.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm happy that I recently got my associate of Trinity of College London, which is a diploma level in piano. Yeah, I
At what years old?
passed that.
At what years old?
Huh? No, recently.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
I thought I
not
got
that great.
like maybe during
I
talent.
was Yeah, so I love music so much. So I normally, sometimes if I have the opportunity, I would sing. I actually sang in the Chinese New Year dinner. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I also enjoy playing music a lot. So I do learn ukulele before, and I'm good in playing piano, and I'm a mid singer, but I just like to sing.
Hey, that post like he has such an angelic voice, bro.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god.
Okay, personal question. Do you have any tips for a person who's just trying to pick up a new instrument?
I would say the most important thing is dedication to it.
Dedication.
So if there's no interest, we wouldn't go to practice the instrument every day. So we can't improve. So I would say I'm a person who actually loves music so much. So I actually had the time to practice my instruments, and when I want to de-stress myself, when I'm stressed, I'll just play instruments. So it's actually kind of a hobby. So if you want to pick up a new instrument, you actually have to be, I would say, dedicated, and you have to be interested in it. So yeah, that's the main point of learning instruments.
Are you planning to pick up one anytime soon?
I don't think so, because quite busy, you know.
Yeah,
and,
KY,
and I would say that I love playing the piano the most. So maybe if I had the chance, I will go for professional vocal lessons because I never had one. But yeah, I think I won't take up any music instruments.
I see.
So let's get back on track. Okay, so you were a PRS, right, back in the day. So did you join PSG here in KY?
Yeah, I actually joined the PSG Shadow Committee recently. So I actually aim to hold a position there as well. But we'll see how it goes. There are some upcoming activities that I lead my multimedia shadow committee to organize, and it will be very soon. It will be something about like virtual talk about mental health and uni life. So I welcome everyone to join. Yeah, so that's one of the small contributions that I have in PSG. But in KY Science and Math Society, I also applied to be a psychology exco. So I also have the responsibility to do some simple activities or think some small initiatives about psychology in the
I see. So, good transition lah. We about to talk about KY. So, in KY, right? What do you think structurally and culturally need to change in KY?
Personally, I think that KYUEM sometimes goes a lot by intra-racial groups. So it's like everyone just mix with their own race. So what I hope to see is like we can mingle with other races more.
I see.
That's actually very important because although we do have different beliefs, but I think everyone that in KY can actually think the same. They can achieve something together. So I would say that one thing that I feel kind of disappointed when I entered KY was like, I realized there was a lot of like intra-racial groups. Even me myself, I also knew more Chinese friends, more than Malay friends or Indian friends. So I tried to expand my friend group. But
that's good.
Yeah, but
that's good.
it takes time lah.
Yeah, it takes time.
Because there is like culturally and different.
But as always, the important part is the effort lah.
So I think maybe this is the big first step,
Yeah.
Maybe. So, what was the moment in your journey in KY that you realized like, I need to step up and run for student council, the president spot? Right? What was that moment actually?
Okay, actually I would say the first day I stepped into KY, I wanted to be a SC president. And I saw our Madam President Sanchia and Jordan in the Great Hall talking about like being the MC, and they introduced themselves as the student council's presidents.
Yeah, like the first day.
The first day during like I would say like induction day for parents and students in the hall.
Like even for the first day, when I saw them on stage, like aura gila.
Aura.
And before that, I actually also read up in the KY website that there's like a student council. So I actually wanted to try it out so bad because I just like to be a leader, I would say. So I was actually like nominated as the best student leader in my high school, and I got it. So I just want to like continue to gain experience from my leadership journey. So I actually thinking like being a leader in a big family in KY, like with different race groups, because I'm from a Chinese school, I would say. So most of the students and members that I've led before are actually all Chinese. I see. So it actually brings a different kind of experience when I come to KY and apply for this position.
Exactly.
And also, I think that KY is actually a place that is like a most important 2 years for students.
True.
So I want to make a difference. So actually, that motivates me more to apply for this position.
I see.
So like aside from the pursuit as the president for the student council, is there any other leadership positions or valuable experiences you had throughout your first semester here in KY?
Okay, in the first semester in KY, I actually joined various activities as well. So I was actually the co-director of the KY Christmas celebration. So I led a team of around 20 committees to organize this special celebration.
I see.
And also I joined the Mid-Autumn Festival as one of the food team. So I helped out by selling some things. So those are actually my first steps, first activities in KY. Because I'm not a dancer, so I didn't join like Malam Kebudayaan. So I didn't get involved in those things.
I see.
But I technically love to help out whenever I can. So when I'm able to help out, I'll just do it.
That's great. So like, how do you feel applying for student council? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I would say I am both excited and nervous. Because this year we have like 11 other.
Yeah, so many, right?
There are so many. There's so many candidates joining student councils this year. So I would say that of course there is like nervous feeling in me because I know that it's not that easy for me to win this thing or for me to get everyone's support. So I actually, from this nervousness, I actually also feel excited because I think that it's something that I can not experience in other places. I cannot experience. Imagine like running for president within like so many scholars. You know, as a private student, I feel so honored. Okay, but. Basically I also feel excited because I can't wait to experience how manifesto night works, how campaigning works. I actually never experienced that because I guess that's less of a culture in Chinese schools. So Chinese schools, they select position more towards like interview by teachers and by other high coms. But I've also heard that in some other Malay schools and some other government schools, they tend to have this kind of manifesto things as well. So I actually never experienced it. So I'm quite excited to experience this new experience.
It's crazy. Like, do you? There's this phenomenon where like lots, of course, many people in KY, they were like the president, they were the head boy, the head girl, right? But when they come in KY, they're like, I do not want to lead anymore. I do not want to be in that mess anymore. Just saying, who is that? I don't know.
I don't know who's that.
But what's your opinion on that? Because you stated that you really love that position of being a leader. You want position after position, which is very admirable. But what is your opinion on people that just, I'm not going to do this anymore, man. Like, I'm gonna stop.
I wouldn't say I have an opinion on them, but I would say that from my perspective, so being leader is sometimes tiring, but it's a process. So as long as you are able to give good influence to other people, I don't see why not be a leader. So I always try to be a good influence to other people. I try to, as someone who was a peer counselor, I actually like to give good influence to other people because that's one of the responsibilities that I have to hold. So I think that being able to give being able to influence the others and let others know how I think and expand my thoughts to everyone, I think that's something that motivates me. So maybe this kind of things should also motivate them. But it's actually their choice because sometimes they just feel exhausted and they think that they can't perform their best if they be a leader again. So it actually depends on each person.
I see.
So I wouldn't have like an opinion on them, I would say.
So a bit of a change of question. So as we are all aware that everyone is not perfect. So what would you say personally for yourself? What is your main weakness?
My main weakness, I would say that first thing is like I tend to overthink too much. So I love to think a lot, and this actually brings a lot of inconvenience because when I want to do something, I just keep asking people questions. I remember I keep asking Mui's question when he invited me to I was like asking him.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You know?
It's okay.
But
it's okay.
That's one of my weakness. And in groups that I've brought before, I also tend to overthink a lot about like consequences that may happen, but even if the chances are not too high, I would just be careful for it. So actually I would say that is one of my weakness, but from that weakness sometimes it also brings good.
True.
And also one thing I would say that I'm a person who is quite direct. So when I say
good.
things
I like direct people.
to close friends, I would say I would be very direct, and some people might feel hurt about it, but I actually don't mean that way. I'm just like being fun. I'm just like expressing my thoughts in a different way. So those are my two major weaknesses that I think that I have encountered in friend groups and also leading different organizations.
So throughout your experience over the past few years, what exactly are the qualities that you think have evolved in yourself that will help you become a good leader for the student council?
I actually think that the main quality I have in myself that evolves is confidence. So I used to be overconfident, but
Wait, what?
yeah, it's
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's surprising, right? I used to be overconfident, like I want to join everything.
Okay.
Then during MCO, I started to lose motivation. So I kind of like think that it's too difficult. I feel unmotivated. I feel lazy for everything. I feel tired, but after Form 4 and Form 5, after joining, like being a president of the peer counseling unit and joining leading various other clubs, actually the confidence boosts back, and now I'm not overconfident, but I'm like just nice, So I do have the confidence in me, and I also learned a lot about how to interact and communicate with other people. So when leading a group, I'm not the leader who loves to, I would say, like point out people's mistakes. Some leaders love to do that.
Yeah, true.
I'm also not the person who will blame on other people when someone did do a mistake, because I believe that nobody is perfect.
True.
So what I focus more is actually like solving the issue that we have. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that have grown in me when after leading different groups, because I tend to be like overthinking and like too eager for everything. I tend to be like frustrated when people do mistakes, but I soon realized that everyone does mistakes, even me myself. So nobody's perfect. So I learned to accept that, and now I would say that I never point out people's mistake. I would just say maybe like next time we need to be careful and all that, but I won't directly reprimand them or
I see.
So I would say that that's something that I've learned throughout this.
Speaking like a true PRS.
Yeah.
That's great. Very, very.
Also, like one more question that I'm very, very interested in asking you. I don't want to offend you or anything.
Okay.
But as you are a private student, how do you think fitting into KY as a private student? Is there any challenges? Is there any things or setbacks? Can I explain on that?
Okay, as a private student, I actually feel that sometimes it's quite hard to fit in because we know that other people are very prestigious scholars. It's just kind of feels like a different level. But I would just tell myself, everyone has its own strength and weaknesses.
True, very true.
So even if private scholars are so good, they must have their weakness as well as so not private scholars. I said it wrongly. Like scholars are so strong, but they are also weak sometimes.
Yeah, true.
So private students also the same. So maybe we are not the best in academics, I would say, but we might be good in other places.
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy that I'm more like academically balanced, But so I was easier to fit in, but I can realize that. Quite a lot of private students, they actually struggle. So I would like to say that be confident. Yeah.
So I think it's about time.
For deep dive?
Yep. Not really deep, just an overview.
Yeah, just a shallow swoop.
So a little dip.
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little
a
bit.
little bit.
Okay, so we don't want to dive in too deep. Just give a brief overview on your manifesto.
Okay, my manifesto mainly will focus on some of the systems that KY currently has, because I think that it has brought so much inconvenience to KY students. And also I will focus on gender equality. So it's like respecting other genders. So because I realized that in KY sometimes each gender, and not just gender, I would say like race, gets treated differently. So I want to try to bring that unity. So it's like intergender and interracial.
Okay, a more inclusive community lah.
Yeah. And I'll use my knowledge in STEM as well as coding, because I'm a person who loves to code. If you don't know,
This man can do anything, man.
I have an app.
What can you not do, man?
I'll just give up, man.
I will use my knowledge in coding. So I had an app about mental health. I didn't know if anyone downloaded it, but I did share to KY group before.
You have an app?
Yeah, it's actually available in Google Play and App Store. Yeah, it's called Touch and Grow Mental Health App.
Touch and Grow.
Oh my god.
It's like Touch and Go, but Touch and Grow.
Grow?
No way.
Yeah, so I actually developed that app to like
Oh
help
my
students
God.
relieve their stress. So I actually still maintain that initiative. Yeah, but I hope that I can use my, I would say, knowledge in coding to do some difference in KY. So
Is it
a
only
sneak peek.
is it only on iOS?
It's available in Google Play and
Is that
iOS.
correct?
Touch and you use the word letter N.
Oh,
Letter. Oh, Touch and Grow. Macam Touch and Go lah.
Yeah. Cuba cari.
Oh,
There.
it's your name. It's your name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, guys, if you have any problems with your mental health, not saying you're mentally retarded or anything, but if you're interested, go ahead and download his app.
Oh my god.
I think I'm gonna check it out as well. Yeah, I'm gonna install it right now.
Thank you.
Oh my god, we don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Thank
So I
god.
tried to use my coding skills to actually make a difference to KY. So yeah, sneak peek.
Ooh, so guys,
On the subject of coding, I read on your Instagram post, you actually have a website of yourself.
It's not
website.
actually a website. I would say it's like a bio link page.
Oh,
So I didn't code that myself. I used a website called BioLink. It's just BioLink. You guys can also search it up. So it's actually just for me to like promote myself because I had that BioLink page since I think Form 4, I would say. So I just put all my details and recognitions on there so people can just check it out and know me, know
Basically
more
like
about
a
me.
resume lah.
Yeah, it's just like
I
resume.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
Wow.
That's
What can you not do, man?
he's Joshua.
No,
He's him.
He's Joshua.
He's him.
Joshua.
He's him.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Making me blush.
very good. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So are we going to move on to the final pitch?
Yeah. Fine.
All right. So I think we all know this. So we're giving you a few minutes to talk to the camera and to
Speak directly to your voters.
speak anything that you want.
Okay. To everyone who is watching this, hello. I would like to repeat my name because it's so difficult. It's GOOI HEAN ZHEN. Okay, people call me Joshua. And I'm Dato Joshua. Okay. So, yeah. So the main thing that I would like to strengthen in terms of no matter being a president or not, or not getting elected as any positions in the student council, I would like to say that KY actually needs more of the interracial unity because I realized that we don't understand each other's race too much. Yeah, that's actually a very important thing, and it's actually a bad thing that people don't know about each race. So what I will focus about is actually interracial unity if I get elected. And then I'd like to say that no matter like who gets elected or who gets chosen, we should just work together as a team because we are always friends. You know, competition is not important, but friendship is always important. So I would like to ask everyone to cast a vote to me. Advertisement, okay? Yeah, so I hope that I can make a difference to KYUEM. I hope that I can use my past experience in terms of leadership as well as my knowledge in psychology, mental health, and also coding to make a small difference to KYUEM, to build a better environment, to let people be more, be less stressed, and then as well as living their best 2 years in KYUEM.
True.
So that's why that I think people should vote for me. Okay, yeah.
Since day one, he wants to be president.
Yeah,
come
since
on.
day one,
Come
you
on.
can see how
Come on, viewers.
motivated I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the kind of leader that we want. So I think,
That's a wrap.
that's a wrap for today's episode of Brief Departure. Thank you,
Thank you
Joshua,
very much
for
for having
joining,
me. Yeah.
joining us and sharing our vision to the whole KY. And
So all our listeners, make sure that you guys pull up to the GH on
full up.
February and cast your vote. Listen to the manifesto tonight and listen to the vision that all of the candidates have to offer. And also, don't forget, download this app, Touch and Grow. the link in the description below. Make sure to check it out. Support the man. Come on.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on, people. Stay tuned for next episode where we sit down and we interview other candidates that you're going for sure to be excited about. So until then, this is Brief Departure signing off. Bye.